I haven't seen you since the plague.
Yahoo!
I don't know if you're familiar with the fact that Sting wrote a musical.
I was
great.
tangentially aware because he had done it before. Because as many might be aware, there was a period of time where The Emperor's New Groove was supposed to be a musical, a full-on musical.
God, that's right.
And Sting wrote an entire movie's worth of original songs, and only one remains in the cut of Emperor's New Groove that exists, and it's just like the credits song. My Funny Friend and Me. But yes, because that's a thing that's been happening lately.
I forget about that all the time.
I can't speak to the whole. The Sweatbox is a great documentary about that whole process. You will have to get it illegally because Disney does not want you to watch that documentary, even though it was like obviously produced with like from within Disney. But at some point they were like, no, scrap this, get this out of here.
Was it? And it's about Emperor's New Groove going.
It's about
through,
the making of Emperor's
changes,
New
right?
Groove and how they like completely rewrote it, recast it, like just the nightmare process of developing Emperor's New Groove. What they describe as like the hardest that process had ever been for Disney. Which like you watch the Emperor's New Groove and you're like, this is funny. It was that hard. It was that crazy to make. It's this funny little movie about a llama. But it's good. It's one of my favorite revealing documentaries that was at one point like produced within the system. But oh shit, what was I saying? There was that trend that I think is we're in the middle of it, and I can't speak to the whole history of Broadway to tell you whether or not this is a misnomer. But it feels like everybody's writing a musical now. Like we have gotten musicals from Sarah Bareilles. We've gotten musicals from comedian Tim Minchin, who he's done a couple now.
Well, he was a musician first, though.
That
I think
is
Tim Minchin
doesn't true.
Finish your list. I'll get back to Tim Minchin because Tim Minchin's a very specific example.
Ingrid Michaelson is doing a Notebook musical.
I'm upset about it.
I think, and oh god, I mean, I hate to say this for you personally. If you don't think that there is a Taylor Swift written musical in a canon somewhere, I would be shocked, considering that like that's what everybody's doing now. And I'm a little high, so there's like examples that are not coming to my mind. My recall is a little off, but that feels like a trend we are in the middle of, where like musicians that are not typically Broadway musical musicians are writing books, especially for like adaptations of things.
So here, wow.
I feel like there's another. I feel like there's a big one.
There's plenty. I'm probably going to say a few that'll catch you. I want to mention Tim Minchin first. Tim Minchin kind of fits into the Broadway tradition of like no cowards, right? Where you've got these musical comedians, right? That write these funny songs, these little giggly tunes or whatever. And, you know, Tim also did some stuff that was, you know, thoughtful, thought-provoking. And that lends itself really easily to making a musical. They just so happened to get Tim Minchin to adapt Matilda as his basically first entree. And then he did, we were just talking about it.
Groundhog Day.
So these are both movie adaptations. So it does kind of make him seem like, oh, just another celebrity doing a movie adaptation to a musical. But his existence prior to those
Tim Minchin
was fully within that same pocket. You know, that was within what he did. But what I'm sensing you're picking up on is super valid. The over commercialization of musical theater, specifically on the Broadway stage.
Yeah, and of course, we were talking about this endeavor. A little bit off mic as well, like that. Yeah. That Broadway is now like it's more of a surprise to see something that isn't an adaptation of a movie.
Yeah. And I mean,
and
Broadway
some of them are good
and will always be a commercial endeavor, but it has leaned into safer and safer bets, right?
Yeah.
And
as
occasionally you get something
many
that's surprising.
as basically every medium is currently.
Yeah.
Like we
Adaptations. Well, we're in the era of people just taking old content and trying to reboot it, which is everything right now.
Or
but I think
like
what
refusing to nonstop produce hashtag content within the same sphere is that like we are getting
the extended universe
10 Star Wars series. We are getting 6 Marvel shows and 4 movies in a year. We are getting like we are getting 4 Game of Thrones spin-offs. We are getting 2 Witcher spin-offs. We are just it is
so much. It's they go, oh, people like this thing, we should do more of this thing, as opposed to going, what did they like about this? Okay, because oftentimes the thing that people like about something is the thing that you can't repeat after it's been done the first time, and then you're just milking the characters.
And often we learn the wrong lessons from something, where like Get Out is the film of the last decade. I think if you had to like pick one, it is like the film of the 2010s. And it has spawned so many movies and shows that missed why that movie was good, but is trying to grab at the same thing. But I've interrupted you twice.
But with that in mind, that's a really important kind of lens to accept. That is, it's a lot of people are looking at something and going, "Oh, this worked," and then trying to do it themselves. Disney played a huge part in the idea of the adaptation, and further pushing Broadway away from, oh, this is the best musical theater in the country, which, quite frankly, it never was. But, it was the biggest stage. It has the biggest budget. It's got the most spectacle.
It's got the name. It's got the lights. It's got the...
Right, and
exactly.
And it used to be, a little bit more experimental.
It certainly did, and obviously, these are
the words didn't just. Did you hear that? I just,
like big Hollywood and big theater have always struggled. That's a ended up playing it safe, because like most of the first movies are adaptations of other works. Like think of the 3 musicals that dominated the 90s. Cats, Phantom, and The Lion King, and guess what? They're all adaptations. Now, there were other shows that were playing at the same time. Well, they didn't feel like the dominant force, but like they were unstoppable, and they are all three.
There were other ones, and there's
to counterbalance.
There were other shows, and they weren't all adaptations. And also, Cats is an interesting one because it was adapted from a poetry book,
a series of poetries by a British fascist. Yeah, it's that's a weird one. Did a podcast.
Here's where I see it. So it was Disney. Is the bane of my existence. But here's the other thing, and this is something that I'm thinking about a lot as well. We had a series. We had a moment in Broadway history where it sort of shifted, and people were like, "Oh, whoa, what is this? Let's all try and do this." And it was a step outside of the adaptation. It was, oh, what if we take? It was like, we had done. There had been Tommy, right, which was.
Yeah.
The Who's Tommy, which was a concept album, so they kind of just did the next natural step. Mm-hmm. They did that with American Idiot by Green Day.
Yes.
And that was a major development. That was crazy. Broadway was not ready for that show.
That's true.
The public was not ready for that show, but it had such a profound impact that people then tried to take what they thought was exceptional about that show and commodify it. That was one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is then you have a show like Spring Awakening, which I'm currently obsessing over, which is Duncan Sheik, who had moderate to severe pop acclaim at one point or another. It sounded like I was like diagnosing him, but like
moderate if you suffer from moderate to severe pop notoriety.
But that's what he did. And now Spring Awakening is a bit of a different circumstance because it wasn't like pop music brought into the sphere. It was a little bit more of the let's take a pop artist and do this. Now that was just an expressionist explosion that was unlike what basically anything had been prior to then, which was exciting. But people were then chasing the idea. It was expressionist, and it broke the rules of musical theater. And it was kind of like blurring the line between a concert and a show. And American Idiot also did that in a bit of a different way. And what people then gathered from it is, oh, people want that spectacle of a concert on Broadway. I'm not mad about Sarah Bareilles doing Waitress. Not mad
Bono
about it.
and The Edge did Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
I can't even. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about this?
I mean, I need to get that because the writer of that show wrote a book, like a tell-all book about it, and that's on my wish list. I need to have it. I love this fucking cultural artifact. I think it's so fucking beautiful.
Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Turn Off the Dark, which, okay, bad start.
Bad start.
Bad start, bad title. It sounds like a children's book. It sounds like there's a monster at the end of this book. I did not know that. Throw out Community. We're not talking about Community. We're talking about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Special bonus Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark episode.
Okay,
yeah.
I saw it on its probably fifth run of previews, because you know how it was like in previews and then it closed, and it was in previews and then it closed. It was like
it was
because
in
people
previews.
keep dying.
Guy broke his leg. It was previews. Somebody died. It was a preview. It was. Did you ever watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? And they did that Turn Off the Dark besties really early on called Too Many Spider-Men. Anyway, great. Good show. Check it out.
See that part of it.
There you go.
So anyway, they do Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, and it's still a preview, right? Because there's still, technical elements of it. First and foremost, the music was god awful. What?
Did it ever leave previews?
It did. It eventually actually opened. Not for very long.
No, sort of a King Kong situation. R.I.P. to a big robot king on Broadway.
I also saw that one, which actually
I'll
probably
cool.
be able to work with.
I would like to see big ape.
Honestly, the big ape was insanely impressive.
It's pretty cool.
The ensemble, it wasn't even a robot. It was a puppet, and it was with an animal. Well, the face was animatronic.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. Incredible, incredible puppetry. That was the only good thing about it. That's not true.
Talk about the eighth wonder of the world.
The stage, the set design, and the way that they handled I don't know if it was projection mapping or LED walls. It was one of those two. It might have been LED walls. It was stunning. The way that they pulled off a lot of that stuff was really cool. The music was bad. It was impersonal. It was somebody trying to do their best impression of Lin-Manuel Miranda and Alex Lacamoire. It was weak. I respected that they were trying to adapt it to give a little bit more autonomy to this traditional female character that we're all used to seeing, but it didn't work. But we're not talking about King Kong.
Yes,
we're talking about another endeavor that took an insane budget and focused so much on spectacle. That show was so complicated. There's this great YouTube video called What Went Wrong, and it's basically like a 40-minute video essay on the history
I've
of
probably
Spider-Man
seen
Turn Off the
this
Dark.
in the same way that I've seen their performance on the David Letterman show 14,000 times. It's so good.
It was so bizarre. The music
I guess hold on. For anyone listening
that
that might not know what this is, that might not know what this cultural artifact is somehow, I think we should briefly explain what this is.
Yes. Okay. So they in this vein, in this vein, a lot of people with franchises or recognizable, I guess, IP, is that what it's called? Intellectual property?
Unfortunately, I wish we would stop using that word, but it is helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
But so they went, let's do a musical. This is an endeavor. This is an experience. This is something we should do. They treat Broadway like it's Vegas, and then they put a big spectacle on a Broadway stage and don't realize what that is saying to the rest of the world about what we take seriously with limited spaces. It's a whole thing. Anyway, they went, let's do a Spider-Man musical. And at first it was, oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. She did Lion King.
I know what you mean. I can't think of it either.
Oh my god. She also did Across the Universe, which we were talking about.
Julie Taymor?
Julie Taymor, that's the one. There it is. Julie Taymor was originally the one. Look at you. Say a movie and Kevin gets it.
Yeah, once you say movie.
Julie Taymor was brought on for Spider-Man. And also The Edge and Bono. Although I don't know, and basically there was a lot of power struggles. There was people fighting for creative control, and things were not clear as to who was in charge, or people were trying to maintain control, and people didn't want to give up control, that didn't have any right to have control, and all this messiness. And then eventually Julie leaves the project, went through a series of rewrites. It potentially could have had something good to it. I remember going in and seeing this show. Anyway, they took Spider-Man and they made it a musical. And they said, we want to have Spider-Man swinging through the audience. And that they did. It was impressive. It was this massive rig. They had like 25 people in Spider-Man costumes at any given time, so that, you know, one could go one direction and then one could go another direction without having to switch the rig that they were on. It was wild. It was aesthetically insane. Not to mention what they did for the Green Goblin, which was wild. They had an entire they technically did, I guess, like a Sinister Six kind of thing, although I'll get to that in a second. That was a mess. And I didn't really like those costumes, honestly. They felt plasticky. It was really odd. But the rest of the costumes were insane. They managed to make people look like they were coming out of a comic book. They looked kind of like drawn on, and the way that the set moved and was manipulated, it was incredible. I mean, it was the largest budget a Broadway show had ever had. Ever. Period. Up until that point. And I think still is the largest budget on a Broadway show ever. I may be wrong. That might have been broken, but I don't think it has, because I can't imagine what would have broken that record. So they go through this show. One of the biggest problems that they had with it was one of the major rewrites, in my opinion, and that was introducing a character that was inspired by the Greek gods, but not a Greek god, but also not a Marvel superhero. Just this other being called like Arachnia. Just a being called Arachnia, and she was this like spider goddess, and she was something.
Which is weird, because they kind of already have one of those, and they just decided to make up a different one. It's one of those weird times.
And so, but what they did was they also integrated an element of like meta-ness to it. It was like, oh, it was actually being told by these people that are fans of the Spider-Man comic books, but then someone's little sister wants to have her say in how the story goes, and she introduces this character, and they're like, what the heck, you can't do that. But then I don't know, it was muddy, it was confusing, it didn't make sense. They had this giant spider lady that played a role in like the fate of Peter Parker. It took away the kind of independent lens on the hero's journey and put it as like fate is a manifestation itself, and that's a character, and it was also kind of the bad guy somehow. It was very confusing.
No, it's one of the worst things that continually happens to a lot of superheroes, but Spider-Man specifically, and it's one of the reasons that those like fucking Andrew Garfield movies are garbage, is that like everyone is obsessed with destiny and who are your parents, what did your parents do, and how did that, or what did destiny say, or what prophecy say. And so like we're left with all these heroes that have no agency of their own because their destiny was put in front of them by someone else. Like Spider-Man,
exactly.
if no one else in the big two comic compendium needs to be the architect of their own choices, it is
the other one?
Spider-Man. That's what I'm saying. If there is one, it is Spider-Man. If there's two, I guess it's Batman.
As far as the musical, what they did with it, believe it or not, the guy that played Spider-Man is, oh my god, I can't remember his name. He is now super well known for Hadestown. He plays Orpheus in Hadestown, in the original cast of Hadestown. That guy. I can't believe I can't remember his name. And like, he's pretty good. He's pretty good in Hadestown. He's not my favorite, performer in the show, but that's also because there's a lot of really great performers in that show. So
I've heard.
It's a great show. It was a show that didn't hit me fully until like after I was.
I've heard it's fantastic. I hope there's like a professionally shot version, or I guess there could be a musical, because we are this year, as of right now, 2021 is shaping up to be the best movie musical year. I don't have a number off the top of my head, but it has to be like the 60s at least. Like,
what are you?
this year we have In the Heights,
which is going to be so good.
which is gonna hit. So,
I cannot
in the
wait for
theater.
people to know Lin-Manuel Miranda as the In the Heights
beautiful
guy and not the Hamilton guy, because that's what he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he literally is.
No,
he literally is.
That's his pocket, and man, is that a good show.
Oh yeah, and that movie's gonna fucking bang. No doubt in my mind. Looks fucking great. Gotta see it on the big screen. Like, if I have to pick one, if for whatever reason I am barred from all movie theaters, but I can see one, it's In the Heights. We are getting, and people have had a mixed reaction to the trailer, but we are getting Dear Evan Hansen, with Ben Platt.
I don't know why we're doing it. I don't know why we're doing it, but
because it was very popular, and musicals. I hate to say it, Hamilton made musicals fucking hip again. So they were like, hey, let's try and while we're figuring out how we would even do a Hamilton musical movie. They're
not going to do a movie of Hamilton. They've got the recording, and
we
that's
have
how
the
it
pro
is.
rec.
You can't touch that because at this point, the only thing going for Hamilton is its technical elements.
Yeah, artistically speaking, no, don't do it. Monetarily speaking, they're absolutely going to do it.
I really don't think so.
It might be a while. But they're 100% going to do it. The cachet is too huge, even still. But anyway, and then this Crimbo, we are getting Steven Spielberg's West Side Story.
Yeah.
And that also looks good. Which,
looks great.
Hey,
I'm excited for Ezra to be in it. For those of you who don't know, Ezra is a non-binary trans actor who is in the cast of Jagged Little Pill.
That's great.
A lot of complicated stuff relating to that. I won't get into it. It's been very complicated and a little upsetting. But Ezra's amazing. Ezra's playing, I believe it's called Anybody. Is that what it's called? Anybody is, you know what I'm talking about? It's Anybody is one of the, is it Anybody? I don't know.
No idea.
One of the characters in West Side Story that was traditionally a girl who was part of one of the gangs, right? A girl who would dress up like a guy and be one of the gangs. And they said, let's make anybody transmasculine. And I love that decision. They're actively casting a trans masked person in that role. Ezra's an incredible dancer. They're going to do amazing in that. And it's very exciting. The rest of the cast looks super exciting. My one qualm, why the fuck would you ever cast Ansel as Tony? It makes no sense to me. And maybe it's because he's a recognizable name and people know that he has a background in musical theater. He does not read a Tony to me.
That is exactly right. He is a big name actor who is known for musical theater, and Baby Driver was also a huge movie, which he did not sing in, but that movie is about
Baby
him
Driver
moving
feels
to the
like
beat
that's his
in
pocket,
his
right?
ears. I agree with you.
Tony, no. For lack of a better word, no.
Completely. I 100% get that. That is also a weird thing to me, but of course I'm going to go see West Side Story. 100% I'm going to go see Steven Spielberg's West Side Story.
It's Spielberg. When was the last time Spielberg had a big one? What was his last hit?
Steven is one of the had a big one, because the last few years he's been kind of playing regular ball. He's doing he's been producing, but he does if he does a movie, he does Bridge of Spies. He does The Post. Oh, his last big movie is a blight upon the earth and one of his worst films, Ready Player One.
No way, he did Ready Player One?
Yeah, but I also reputable sources have mentioned that it's he did the live action parts of Ready Player One, but he was not around for the computer effects. But it was one of those times
that's upsetting.
where I listen, I think he wanted a hit. Maybe he was drawn to the material or whatever. Yeah. But I think he maybe because Spielberg's one of those guys. Very rarely am I ever bad movie. Sometimes you're that one didn't really hit for me. But he's one of those guys fucking Scorsese, where you're it's not. You never did a bad one. I did ones I care for.
Excited when I see Spielberg's name on something. It's I don't know whether it's because he just hits a nostalgia pocket as far as what he means to blockbusters.
What he means to cinema, every facet. He's been an Oscar winner. He's been a blockbuster guy, and he's been doing it
He did,
for
but
fucking
he's got, what are his big
50
ones? He's got E.T.,
years.
he's
Jaws.
got Jaws,
Jurassic Park, Schindler's List.
He did Schindler's List too? Oh my god.
Schindler's List, Saving
did
Private
he do
Ryan.
Batteries Not Included? Do
No.
you know that one? No.
No.
Batteries Not Included.
I don't know. No one. That movie was directed by nobody.
That movie doesn't exist. No.
That movie doesn't exist. Catch Me If You Can is my favorite of his. I love that movie.
He did that one too. Which is another movie that was turned into
Close
a musical.
Encounters of the Third Kind. That's right. Webster University alum Norbert Leo Butz won one of his Tonys for Catch Me If You Can, the musical.
Dude, Norbert Leo Butz is fabulous.
I mean, he's a killer. Not that I know him. The only one that I could possibly say I maybe know is I know Jake from State Farm. He was in my Intro to Lit class. He would not remember me.
Wait, the current Jake from State Farm or the old?
Yeah, the really hot dude, black dude.
The young black guy.
He was in my
that is a hot
intro
guy.
to literature class. His name is also Kevin, but he would never remember me. And I saw him in a production of
Kevin.
Carousel.
His name's not Kevin. His name's Jake from State Farm.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of here.
Separate truth from fiction. And Spielberg made a lot of movies. Look him up. He's done. Oh, he did Lincoln, which I didn't particularly care for. He's worked with a lot of guys. Pretty cool. Made a lot of good movies. And he's doing that. And he's one of the, when it comes to the old kings, the ones that they haven't lost a step, your Spielbergs, your Scorseses, where a lot of their contemporaries, like your Francis Ford Coppola's, have hit just like a period where they're out of relevancy. But it's like, if there's a new Spielberg or a new Scorsese from this point forward, I have to go see it in the theater because it might be the last one.
I don't know how old Spielberg is. When I think of Scorsese, I'm like, that guy's kind of old. When I think of Spielberg, for some reason, in my mind, he's perpetually like 28. I don't know why.
That is completely wrong. Because he was like 28 when he made
but I just see
Jaws.
him with a baseball hat on with a giant animatronic T-Rex being like, yep, this is Steven Spielberg still.
Steven Spielberg, I want to know.
How old is he?
Born in 1946.
40? That man is...
He is
60?
74 years old.
What? 74?
He's 74. He hasn't had his birthday this year. 74 years old.
46.
Okay.
Carry that's 70. Whoa. Holy
shit. Yeah, he's
shit.
74. He's not a spring chicken. And, he seems like one of those old director guys who's still got a lot of spark in him. But, he's 75 years old. You never know.
But let's hope he doesn't have... I can't believe that that Hooper did Les Mis, didn't learn his lesson, and then did Cats.
Still can't direct a musical. Didn't learn how.
Didn't learn. It wasn't great the first time. It's because he didn't treat it like it was a musical. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
I like The King's Speech. I thought that was a good movie as far as Oscar Beatty movies go. Well, that's true. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Hooper in general, right? Like, I like The King's Speech. I didn't see The Danish Girl, but every trans person I've heard is don't...
complicated feelings about it. Danish Girl, the musical, is going to be exciting because there's a bunch of trans people involved, and Elle Morgan Lee is a black trans woman who is going to be playing, I don't remember the character's name, but the trans woman from the Danish Girl. And it's going to be very exciting, so hopefully that'll be and that is a musical adaptation that I'm actually looking forward to. It's going to be very exciting that's coming up.
Anyway, and then he did Les Mis, which kind of in spite of itself, I think, works. Like, in spite of everything that's wrong with it.
People liked it.
It won a ton of awards, made a ton of money. Undeniable.
It baffles me a little bit, though. I mean, you go into this process and it's like... I mean, personally, far too many super close-ups.
I mean, 100%. That's the main criticism.
That's the big critic. But even on top of that, this was the thing that made it so stressful with that. And they also, instead of adjusting the way that they did it, they just kind of added more technology to Cats to make it easier to do what they tried to do with Les Mis. But they let the performers... They didn't have a click, right? They weren't there wasn't a click motivating the drive or the pacing. He kind of took the idea of a rubato, which in musical terms is if you've got 4 beats, right? It's I think rubato's the right term. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not messing up my music theory. It's been a minute. Give me a second. Let me check this 1 second.
Do whatever you want to do.
I was right. Rubato. I'm pretty sure it basically means like stolen time to an extent, or that's what it's related to, what it means in certain contexts. And it's the idea of like you can extend a phrase and then like shorten it. You kind of have like a free breath of the phrase, but the music that it's on top of is still metric, right? So a one word can last a little bit longer, but the longer that lasts, the words that follow have to be a little bit shorter so that you can get back in time. And that's an expressive feel to do that. And musical theater and opera and other performers know how to do this. This is a technique that they utilize effectively. It is a good device when done well. And, you know, but there's a structure to it. Whereas what they did with Les Mis was they took kind of the vague idea of rubato, of basically being like, oh, if you kind of move the tempo how you want, you can get more expressive, and it can be said a little bit more humanly. Like it can feel humanly. Hello. It can feel more natural. Like it can feel like someone's speaking and there's like notes under it. Which made it a nightmare to record and line up the orchestra to, because they had no way of, they had like a live pianist so that the actor could hear kind of a song and sing along with it and stay in key. And then when they tried to get an entire orchestra to play along with this like insane, constantly shifting tempo, and with like, it was chaos. And it kind of, it wasn't bad in Les Mis, and it only made Cats worse, especially because Cats is a dance show, and the thing about dancing is you need a solid beat. You need the tempo to be consistent.
Indeed. Notoriously so, yes. And if anybody wants to hear further conversation about Cats, just scroll on back in this feed and you can hear approximately 24 hours of me talking about Cats.
I actually talked about it a little bit on there with my partner named Cat.
Couple of times.
Talk about Cats.
Cats.
Yeah, we all saw it.
Oh, we did. We all saw it because Cat's birthday was on the day it was released. We talked about it. It was like a very bizarre Comic-Con adventure because it was also when one of those Star Wars movies came out. So everybody was either
one of those
Jedi
fucking Star Wars movies.
One of them. Which one was it? Fucking some Skywalker, Lukey.
I gotta tell you, hey, Daddy Host isn't here, so I can speak freely on the subject. I do not give a fuck about these goddamn Star Wars. Like I
find them fun, but you also know my thing is I couldn't tell you what happens in a single one.
Yeah, exactly. You never remember them, so it's kind of just like this hazy glow, you know.
I'm like, I like the aesthetics. I'm a big fan of sci-fi,
and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna keep up with Star Wars, so the only thing that will allow me to participate
Mandalorian. It's the only one that I'm like committed to.
Yeah, in order to participate in popular culture, I simply must continue to watch like everything in the MCU, because like if I'm not doing Star Wars, these are the only things anybody ever wants to fucking talk about. So I got to stay versed on one, you know, even if I'm a little tired, and that's okay. But anyway, I mean,
the comic books, which is I feel like a more even so that gives you much more nerd cred, I think. Than
I'm not like fishing for cred. Like I get my shipment of comics every week, and it's not like a competition. It's not a fucking race. Most of my like my issues that come up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe are not even like you poorly translated this comic issue. You know, I'm not one of those guys. It's but anyway, it's inconsequential. Throw it out, toss it in the bin. We're running a little long in this first section, but I want to put a flag down now. Is that this is going to be one of those years in movies and television where it's going to be one that we're going to talk about for years and years, like 1999 or 1976. 99 was everything. 99 was fucking Fight Club, fucking Matrix, fucking it was look up the year 1999 in film and you'll be like, oh holy shit, just like everything.
You said 99 and 76.
Yeah, those are 2 years in movies that people talk about a lot. And I think because, I mean, this year, because of things, you know, that were delayed or were always expected to come out this year. I mean, big movies, small movies, auteur works, soulless corporate cinema. Like, it's gonna be one of those fucking years where there's just like an endless list of like, holy shit, this movie came out in 2021. And I am very excited to participate. You know, like, big, you know, Fast 9. We're getting 4 Marvel movies. We're getting 2 Edgar Wrights. We're getting 2 Ridley Scotts. We're getting 2, and I don't really care for the guy, 2 Zack Snyder movies in 1 year. You know, like, it's just, it's fucking, it's gonna be, it's one of those.
That's true. It's gonna be crazy. And we're getting 3 musicals.
It's 3 musicals.
Wait,
and, like,
Evan Hansen's coming out this year?
This year. New Wes Anderson, and it's been a number of years. You know, new, like, the list do go on, and that's not even mentioning.
It's
like,
literally, and it comes with it's quite literally a return to the movies. We are all going back to the movies, and I'm really interested in seeing because there's this big shift that's happened, with how long a movie has to stay in theaters before it can go to streaming now because of COVID.
Which is all
it used
very
to be 3 months.
complex.
It used to be like the 3-month window, and now it's what 45 days,
right?
Like,
I mean, it's
shorter.
all, it depends on the contract that each studio has with the movie theater chains. It's a whole rigmarole. But obviously, everyone is aware of like the Warner Brothers thing, where every Warner Brothers release is being simul-released in theaters and on HBO Max. So that's how I saw like the new Angelina Jolie joint, Those Who Wish Me Dead. That's how I watched Mortal Kombat.
I watched Mortal Kombat.
When did Those Who Wish Me Dead come out?
Last Friday. Yeah, like on Friday. And you know what? Whips. All right. Here's okay. Here, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Not only are we Angelina Jolie-assance, here she comes. Queen is back. She looks fucking great. That movie is 100 minutes long. It has they're like, here's a premise. Here's like 5 characters, and by the end, all of that will be wrapped up in a tight 100 minutes. Had a good time. Is it the greatest movie I've ever seen? Nah. But like, it just executes on like, what if there were crimes in a forest fire? And I'm like, damn, what if there were crimes in a forest fire? Yeah, Angelina Jolie is like a firefighter who's like, she lost some kids in a fire. You know, she's just like so tortured by the kids she couldn't save, and she's like a watchtower keeper, a fire watch. And then also there are some crimes happening, and the crime guys start a forest fire, and there's like, and there's just fire, and there's kids, and there's guys with guns. It's a good movie. I'd say check it out. I had a good time.
I just gotta chime in. I just watched Mortal Kombat. I have never played a Mortal Kombat game in my life. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It's a fucking dumbass movie. I had a great time.
It was dumb as shit.
It was. The thing is,
stupid.
it was so heavy-handed with when it was like, and fan service, that even I went,
every
I
time
don't
someone
know.
dies, they're like, flawless.
Kano
Shut the
wins.
fuck up.
I laughed every time. It was so fucking funny because I was like, I don't know if they thought this would be impressive. I don't know if there are people out there in the audience that are like, hey, this is the thing from the game. But like, I don't know, man. Like, it was under 2 hours, and it has a fucking like siren getting cut in half with a spinny blade hat, and I'm like, I asked for little else out of a Mortal Kombat
that
movie.
Was crazy. When that happened, I just watched Saw, and
the first one, Saw
time. 1, which, wow, holy fuck, that's a great movie.
Good flick.
And I was expecting it to be like super gory, which is apparently that's just the later ones are super gory. But like, I remember seeing these really effective practical effects for basically the whole movie of that, and being, you know, I mean, wow, that was an emotionally like fucking rock. It rocked me. But like when they cut someone in half with a spinning hat in Mortal Kombat, I literally found myself going, why did they need? And I knew it was coming too. I remember I watched when I was in like high school, and I didn't own any video games. and I didn't play any, and I definitely didn't play fighter games, right? Especially like the Mortal Kombat 1v1 like arcade into console type stuff that Mortal Kombat was. It wasn't what I was interested in, even if I did go over to a friend's place and did play games. Like if I went to a friend's place, I was playing either Mario Kart or Tony Hawk Pro Skater or Guitar Hero, right? And then I watched
bangers all.
Those are all really good.
Those are good games.
Those were great games. Like that was my experience with video games, and I was perfectly content with that. But then I watched people playing Mortal Kombat, and I turned around and I turned and looked at the TV right as someone finishes a match by literally ripping someone in half, and I went,
yeah,
I'm good. I'm gonna go.
That doesn't happen in Mario Kart.
And just like post up in the corner and eat some chips, because that is not for me.
Yeah, it's sure. Fucked up. And we do have to like get started because we've been rolling here for a little bit. But
let me go to the bathroom real quick so we can.
The epitome. Yeah, go ahead. It is the absolute pinnacle of Hollywood storytelling. That movie opens with a character getting brutally murdered, and his whole family gets brutally murdered, and he goes to hell and he weaponizes the flames of hell to get vengeance on the man who did him wrong, and that guy is not the main character of the movie.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. It's fucking like, and the fact that like Mortal Kombat's now almost 30 years old and they felt the need to create an audience surrogate.
The most boring ass family, man.
I don't give a shit about Cole. I don't care. I don't even know if that's his name.
Care.
I have no idea.
It was Cole. Good job.
Okay.
And like, do not care about this man. Do not care about his problems or his life. But I don't know. That movie also had like just enough of the good stuff that I was like, I don't regret watching this. I don't regret like ordering some nachos and having it's fucking Mortal Kombat. Like it's fucking. If it was like really good, you'd be like, wait, why? wait, hold up. Why is this?
But I mean, like,
so
there's
good?
movies, like those movies with Michael Jai White that are like just movies where people get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah,
where I'm like, cool. Yeah, those movies are all right. And like, I would have been if this movie could have been good, I guess, if they did that and it was awesome. But instead of just a movie full of instead of making a movie called Mortal Kombat just about fighting. Instead, they tried to add story and make you care. And guess what?
You know what it reminded me of?
I fucking don't.
He has a family that he loves very much.
And who I did not care at all if they got fucking murdered.
I thought that I was like, is this guy one of the characters? Because
no,
I was like, oh, so his power is body armor.
Hell yeah, dog.
That's weird as hell.
Hell yeah, dude.
But it reminded me of like
Colossus
it reminded me, especially with like the tattoo and like being chosen. I was like, why am I watching a supremely gory version of Power Rangers?
I know. It's oh god.
You know what's even better is that he has it's not a tattoo. He has a birthmark.
Right, it's a birthmark.
And when it's discovered that it's a birthmark, what's the dude with robot arms name? Luke Cage, Jax, whatever.
Thank you.
When it's discovered,
show
that he
some
has
respect to Jax.
He goes, "What is that?" And his daughter goes, "It's a birthmark." And then he goes, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "He was born with it." Oh, fucking
greatest line in cinema history. Oh, no, that's so good.
That was my takeaway from it. Was it started off with that the beginning was intriguing. I was intrigued by the beginning, like you were saying. I was like, oh, cool, like interesting, like aesthetics. The fight was good.
Great. The opening's borderline great. I was like, oh
it
shit,
was
this
really
movie
cool
might be awesome.
And then it was like, and then it immediately became Transformers 8, where it's, you know what I mean? And it was like every line did nothing to make you relate to these characters. It just moved the plot along. It was just bare bones, and it wasn't. It's not even the kind of thing where it's like, wow, this is efficient storytelling. It was skeletal storytelling. There was no flavor there. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I liked Kano a lot. He was a
cool
lot
guy.
of fun to watch. The fact that he got his powers by being racist, fucking annoying, but cool.
He's Australian.
was-
I don't know what
he
to
was
tell you.
Racist. He was misogynist. This whole movie also was. It made me so deeply uncomfortable. Also because it was just so deeply informed by toxic masculinity. Like every element of it. It's like you get your powers by getting angrier and angrier, and then you'll do magic.
Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Were you expecting like a feminist letter to
girl can fight too. It was like I don't.
It's so
No,
bad.
you're absolutely right. It was
Yeah,
like,
you're not.
I would say
you're not
it's
wrong.
like it's a blight on society, just like 99% of reality TV shows are a blight on society. Will I
Coming
hate
out
watch it?
fucking-
Yeah, probably.
coming out fucking swanging against fucking reality TV and Mortal Kombat.
They're
And
the same
this
thing,
is,
Kevin. You don't know?
This is, of course, Advanced Community Studies, podcast where we watch and talk about the American television comedy show Community, 1 or 2 episodes at a time. We are also the premier podcast of the Yahoo Screen Podcasting Network. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and you're going to pull a Dane Cook in one of those 3 movies he was in about Dane Cook getting laid by accident. Except it's not a Dane Cook movie, Jeff, because this time someone's watching. Me, your friend, British Jason Biggs.
I'm trying to think. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jay. Say his they, them pronouns. I am blanking so hard because there's so many good quotes in these episodes, and we're going over 2 today. I had one, and I didn't write it down because I was like, I'll remember it. I don't.
I don't.
I maybe I'll just be like, I'm like, fine. I won't. Okay, I won't go to the Tex-Mex restaurant. That's all I wanted you to say. What?
Huh?
And I'm Caleb, the third host, the daddy host, the hostess with the mostest
Wait, that's your name?
kids. Wait, that's who you are? Too soon, Chase. Too soon.
What'd I do?
I'm quoting the episode.
Oh, okay.
Too soon,
Come on,
guys.
great acting, Caleb.
Chase was like, "What did I do?" Nothing. I'm just firmly supplanting my quote into a context. It's hard to tell if I'm quoting or being funny.
Way to go,
And
Dad.
that's the secret, kids. That's the fucking trick.
I don't know
all
why
you
you turned into
comedians.
Gilbert Gottfried for a second.
That's the trick, kids. I mean, okay, what's happening to me right now is that I've been watching a lot of the television show The Sopranos, and it's very hard for me to not fucking slip into it a little bit. Not to fucking, hey, I was with my guma, I couldn't watch this week's episode, you know, you fuck, it's very hard.
I think I need to actually watch The Sopranos. I saw
Okay.
something the other day on
Hot-
Twitter that was basically saying like, so I'm watching Sopranos, and then I realized that Tony Soprano subtly admits it's very subtle, but you realize that he says that he's been watching The L Word.
Yeah. No,
So he wants to
that-
show with the lesbians, and then says the name of one of the
Yeah.
actresses from The L Word. Oh my god.
Okay, so hot fucking take coming at you in the year of our Lord 2020 about a television show that debuted in 1999.
2021,
Oh,
Kevin.
Kevin, it's not 2020
wow.
anymore.
Wow. Well, it's always
Time
21
is fake. Isn't that
in
crazy?
here.
Mhm.
In here.
2020.
Um,
my heart.
It's
Never left.
2020 was with us all along. The real 2020 was the friends we
The
lost.
friendship
along the
we made.
way.
Jesus.
So hot fucking take about The Sopranos. Good show. Watching it for the first time, this is a very good show. I'm enjoying it immensely. I ordered a book. I was enjoying it so much, so immediately. I ordered a book about it that I'm reading alongside it.
How very Abed of
Fascinating
you.
works. Yes, I like TV. You ever think about that? How good television
Kevin?
is? We just have this
TV's
thing.
Kevin Lanigan likes TV.
Likes television? I know. It's fucking. I am out of my fucking gourd over here. I don't know.
Kev's reached a full Nicolas Cage moment where he's watched too much Sopranos and is just, oh, I'm a cat.
Might be called. Oh, I'm a cat. I'm a sexy cat over here. You know, fucking hey. This show got characters named Paulie Walnuts. Got a guy They do not address it so far. His name is Big Pussy. That's his name. That's what they call him.
Wait, what? I have also never seen this show. Where is it streaming? How are you watching it?
HBO Max.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now it looks like I'm going to watch The Sopranos.
Yeah, you can watch it. They're making. Speaking of all the great movies coming out this year, there's a Sopranos prequel film that I forgot about, where they're having James Gandolfini's kid play a young Tony Soprano. Unfortunately, James Gandolfini is no longer with us. But that's coming out in like September, and I'm not gonna like force feed myself Sopranos between here and now to like make it, but that does seem like a surmountable.
You're like,
goal.
I might be able to do that.
It's like 7 seasons. I like to take my time.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
a
like
lot of
to.
seasons. That's a lot
I
of
don't
seasons.
like
Those
to
are
open up
hour-long
and
epis,
just
right?
like shove it. Yeah, they're not short. Although this is before every HBO show went fucking bug nuts insane, and every episode is 60 minutes long. There's a lot of Sopranos where I'm like, oh, a tight 45. Like,
yeah.
Shit. Oh man,
That shit. It's that shit Disney Plus is bringing back, and I guess Apple TV is bringing back. Where it's like, no, episodes are 24 or 43 minutes. That's it. And I'm always like, oh, that's right. Netflix like acted like they were the only ones for a minute, and so I thought everything had to be an hour long. And then Game of Thrones was like, what if we did 2-hour episodes?
it's like, come on, but
Wait,
I
Game
got
of
work
Thrones
in the
did
morning.
2-hour episodes?
Yeah, the last season was super short. It was like 5 episodes, and
It was
the
5
big one-
movies.
the big one with the snow battle that
I
ends
have
really
no
dumb. Was like it was at least 90 minutes. They tried to act
Wow.
like British television.
Yeah, tried to
British
be
shorts.
Sherlock over here.
Yeah, right.
There is
Whoa,
one show
Sherlock.
that I will allow to make every episode over an hour long. And that show is called Columbo, one of the greatest shows to ever air, and is a detective show. And every episode...
Literally never heard of it.
It's a fucking great show with Peter Falk, one of my favorite actors. And it aired sporadically from the 70s to the 2000s. Every so often, there would just be a new episode of Columbo. And
Amazing.
every episode is a self-contained murder mystery. And at the beginning of the episode, they show you who did it. They show you the murder and how it happened. And then we follow Columbo, a wrinkly little man who's gonna solve the case. It's about how he catches them. Where do these criminals slip up? It's one of the most relaxing fucking watches. You can watch the whole thing for free on Peacock.
I'm sorry,
And every
did you
episode.
just describe a murder mystery show as relaxing?
It's very, because you already know who did it. So you're just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like, you're just watching Columbo. He's like, his whole shtick is he like acts like he's stupid, and then everyone like underestimates him, and then he's actually like been thinking 3 steps ahead the whole time. I mean, it's like, you know what's coming, but that's part of why you're like, this is relaxing. Like, I'm just kind of watching this guy. He's talking to people. He's saying weird things, and he's always like, he has a conversation. He'll distract you, right? He'll be like, you see this watch over here? Oh, my wife, she doesn't like the watch. I don't know what to do. And they're like, do you need something? He's like, oh, stop bothering you. And he's at the door, and he's like, one more thing. I was noticing. It's an incredible show.
And
One
it's
of the
on
greatest.
Peacock for free?
Whole thing, all 10 seasons of Columbo is on Peacock for free.
Holy crap.
One
what
episode is directed by
sporadic
Spielberg.
release schedule reminds me of? My favorite TV show of all time, Steven Universe.
Wow.
The show that you
I
will not
You haven't
let
brought
us
it up
off the
before.
fucking hook about.
I won't. Y'all, I get so many TV shows and movies and games from y'all, and I feel like the only thing I can bring to the table is Steven Universe, and I will not rest until my one goal. So basically, they had their first season. They had like 52 episodes, which is insane.
That's a lot of fucking episodes.
I mean, they're 15 minutes long, though. They're Cartoon Network cartoons, right?
Oh, I see. So it actually had like 26 episodes.
Right.
Which is still a lot.
Yeah, basically, they aired them.
Which is still a lot.
I believe that was the case. Or it might have actually been 52 30-minute episodes. I actually don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's
disgusting.
it's I don't
One
know.
of these things is
It's a
not
lot.
like
It's
the
a
other.
lot of episodes.
Bad sell to get me to watch this show. Bad sell.
No. Here, well, okay. So what if I were to tell you that it's actually just 3 seasons of 20-something episodes. It would be exactly the same amount of content you're watching.
But it is exactly the same thing that people will be like, oh, a movie over 2 hours, no thank you. But, watching 13 episodes of television a day, don't mind if I do.
Okay, but
it's also Chase, what you're not realizing is if you watch this on almost any streaming app, despite the fact that it is the same as watching 26 30-minute episodes, I will have to get up and tell Netflix I'm still fucking watching 3 times more often.
You'll have to tell HBO.
I thought it
That's
did
where
by,
Steven
I thought it did
Universe
it by time,
lives.
not by number of episodes.
Netflix does it by number of episodes.
Oh, what the hell? That's stupid.
It's always
Netflix.
the 3rd episode of Community and where I haven't picked up the controller where it's like, are you still here? Yes.
And then your
If
Xbox
they-
controller went to sleep and you got to pick it back up.
No, but so it's a lot of episodes in the first season because it was consistent. I think it was a weekly episode, right? They did like boom, 1 a week for a year. As my understanding of it, that might not be true. And then by the end of season 1, things started happening, with the plot. And parents got upset and they started writing into Cartoon Network, you can't do this, you can't expose my children to this. And it's incredibly wholesome and uplifting content, but of course parents are homophobic. And and you go through it, and season 1 you get through it, and then season 2 is significantly shorter, and you go through it, and they're going through that, but there's tension in the studios, and they then they started doing these things called what people refer to as Steven bombs, where they would release 4 or 5 episodes at a time, and then you would be like months, and you wouldn't hear anything. And then they would release 4 or 5 episodes.
I hate it.
And there would be months. So I was watching while this was happening. Like I was watching
an Image comic.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Hello,
basically.
anyone out there?
I'll take Image Comics for 600, Trebek. Yeah, it's like.
You lost me with the Celebrity Jeopardy fucking.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why I went to SNL's Sean Connery on. Anyway, but I don't know. But then they go through it, and then they build up, and they have this last final Steven bomb where they bring to this massive conclusion type thing, which feels it's so good. It made me want more. I wish that there were fewer episodes in the first season and more later on. But then they made a musical that is a feature-length musical. I think it's like an hour and a half, and then they made a short sequel series after time has passed. It's a very different vibe, same characters, time has grown, and it's kind of about like healing from trauma because a lot of traumatic shit happens in Steven Universe. I don't know. I got talking about Steven Universe, I got excited, but it also had a sporadic release schedule. Like, what was it called?
Columbo.
Columbo.
Bro out, bro down, ho down,
bear down,
brosif, bear down on midterms.
Brocephus.
Brosidon, king of the Broshan.
Bear party.
Perfect segue to
Yes.
Season 5, Episode 6. Analysis of Cork-Based Networking, directed by Tristram Shapiro, written by Monica Padrick. In this episode, Annie and Hickey got to work their way through the red tape of Greendale to try and get a fucking bulletin board hung up. And at the same time, we are following most of the rest of the gang as they attempt to put up decorations for a dance. That is the entirety of the plotline. And also, Britta is trying to spoil Abed on Bloodlines of Conquest. A very, very subtle. You gotta squint to see it. Game of Thrones reference.
No,
I
think you're squinting because it's so bright and obvious. I think it hurts.
It's
I see. I see. I was staring into the sun.
Giant neon sign.
I see. It was 2014. Game of Thrones references were, the talk of the town, the ring of the day. We loved them, folks. Let's see here.
And yet it doesn't feel dated. Like we've talked about,
because it's not.
I mean, it's a bit more dated
Game
than a
of
typical
Thrones
joke that they would do
in
Community, but it's still it feels good. It's a good
I'm
ride.
unsure if Game of Thrones is going to feel like a dated reference for probably the next 10 years. It was kind of a monolith while it was good.
It was a monolith, and now we're getting like a bunch of fucking prequels and spin-offs and shit. So we'll see. If all of those crash and burn, we'll know how relevant Game of Thrones is.
Yeah.
So that'll be a real fucking measuring stick for that. Where to begin with this week's very, very strange episode?
I for one can't stop thinking about the fact that this is the infamous episode where we see Frankie before she's Frankie.
That's right. Yes, pageant. Okay, that's great. Let's start with the A story then. Where Annie and Hickey are trying to get a cork board hung up, so they go to a series of celebrity cameos to attempt.
So many.
So we start with the regular janitors who are just like, LA comedians, Jerry Minor, Eddie Pepitone. Then we go one step up, right? We're Kumail. And this is before Kumail blows up. This is Kumail Nanjiani when he's just sort of like Dan Harmon's friend. He was growing, but the Big Sick hadn't even come out at this point,
No, I think he and Emily just had the Indoor Kids podcast. That was like the number one way I interacted with Kumail Nanjiani was a podcast about video games he did with his wife.
Exactly. And then you go up from Kumail Nanjiani. Next step, Nathan Fillion, of course. Who was
fucking Fillion.
Mentioned the episode before this by name. And then just here he is as the head custodian, one of two appearances.
Totally is. They do talk about him.
He was a huge Community fan. He expressed it publicly all the time, and it's weird that this is the cameo he ends up in, but also Nathan Fillion has been making hour-long cop shows for ABC every
15 years.
day for 15 years between Castle and now The Rookie. So he's a busy man. He does not have time for your tomfoolery. And when he's not doing that, he's voicing over Halo games or something. So he's
making Uncharted fan films.
Yeah, exactly. Where 20 years ago, he's perfect Nathan Drake casting. Unfortunately, now he's still a very handsome man, but he's dad handsome. He has like that Russell Crowe body now. He's just like a big. He's not the adventuring guy anymore.
I love that dad handsome is a thing people say
without thinking. What?
He's dad handsome.
I love that dad handsome is a thing people say. I'm sad that dad handsome is never once used to refer to me.
Oh no! I like that. For me, like when I can't hear Nathan Fillion's name now without thinking about Big Mouth.
I have not seen.
Oh, I've only seen trailers. I haven't actually watched an episode.
Whoa. Okay, so y'all just hate cartoons, I guess.
Look gross. No, I got shit totally going on.
I'm totally joking. Kevin, you're watching Avatar right now, right? Yeah,
I'm done. That's all wrapped up.
No, you're not. You haven't watched Legend of Korra.
I'm wrapped up with Avatar: The Last Airbender. Whether I watch Legend of Korra
because I need to get back into Korra.
We'll see.
But Big Mouth, there's a character that is obsessed with Nathan Fillion, and she's like this very young girl, and she has like basically sexual fantasies about Nathan Fillion. It's hysterical. But I can't because of that. Now, whenever I hear Nathan Fillion, I think her character's name is Misty. I hear Misty saying his name. Oh, Nathan Fillion. It's so ridiculous.
That is funny. I just think Nathan Fillion, he's gone on a natural track. He was very handsome lead of Firefly and things like that. And then he's kind of just transformed into like, oh, your mom has a crush on him, which is not a bad thing. He's a very... Is
it weird that I conflate Nathan Fillion and Brendan Fraser?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but that doesn't...
They had handsome adventuring franchises around the same time, and they've aged in similar ways. I'm glad they are both having a pretty good spot in their careers. I'm happy for both of them. I get it, actually. I think that makes sense.
I feel like they're cousins.
For you, Jace, that makes sense.
I feel like I should be offended by that, but I'm gonna say thank you.
You are self-professed not knower of actors, so like getting those two guys, ball in a cup, kind of mixed around. I think that's okay.
They seem like,
Shell
like
game,
cousins,
moving it around. Absolutely. And then from there they go to Paget Brewster, playing the IT lady. And then the next step up is, of course, Robert Patrick from Terminator 2, and then finally up to the greatest celebrity cameo.
That's who that is. That's why he's so familiar.
Yeah, it's the T-1000.
It's the T-1000, and he's done other things, but like, come on, we know him as the T-1000. Right. It's just one of those guys. He kills it in a very popular movie, and then it just never happened for him. He worked consistently forever, but he never popped.
Yeah, never slid into the leading role, or even a consistent supporting role.
He's always around. I feel like I see him pop up pretty regularly on but it's always he's on 3 episodes of this. He's got a small role as like a bureaucrat in this. He works. My man booked and busy, but it just never.
He's got the check coming in.
Yeah, he's getting those residuals. He's getting those airline checks. But he just never took off. And then of course the greatest celebrity cameo of all, the Dean at the top, where we are now fully leaning into the Dean loves Mexican food as one of his personality traits. This episode and the next are about him liking Mexican food.
When at the culmination of the A plot, right, where we see Hickey, these 2 episodes are also for me. And maybe it's because I actually have to go back and rewatch the first couple episodes of this season. But these episodes for me are where Hickey really starts to shine in my eyes. I think it's probably because we get a one-on-one of Hickey with Annie, and then a one-on-one with Hickey and Abed, and it really informs the way that we look at this character and really come to love this weird fucking man. But
these 2 back to back are Hickey bangers, and they're also Duncan bangers as well. But these are in Hickey's intro episode, he also shares a lot of that plot line with Annie. And then this season has gone through 3 huge episodes back to back to back. And so he's not in Ass Crack Bandit that much. He's got a few good lines. He's not in Polygraphy at all. And then he's in Lava World as a great supporting turn, but he's not the focus. And so these 2 episodes back to back
we haven't seen him within the Save Greendale context for quite a few episodes at this point. And now it's I remember starting this episode when I was rewatching them earlier today and going, "Oh yeah, we're here. That's right. We're doing the Save Greendale committee at this point." Which I'm like, duh. But just watching him rip off the stuff from his corkboard, which is funny that he has a corkboard in his room, just to begin with, because I don't know anybody that has a corkboard in the room.
I used to.
Yeah, I did until I moved my office down here. Corkboards are the fucking shit. They're awesome.
Here's the thing. You got little pins, you can hang stuff on them. That's crazy. That's wild. That's a great thing to have.
So he's ripping all the stuff off and he goes and he screws it in himself. The thing that I never got is that why the Dean cared so much. Because I think you can tell that they wanted just that kind of moment at the end of the episode because there's no dialogue. It is purely physical
Annie attacking a security guard.
And it's brilliant. It's such a fabulous moment of the Dean walking in and going pointing. And then these bodyguards, and then Annie comes in and it's very melodramatic. It's in that moment, Annie jumped in front of and caught a bullet for Hickey. That was the equivalent of what that moment is, right? Mm-hmm. And then everybody's like, whoa, that just happened. And then everybody's like, okay, now we have to stop Annie before she kills this man. And then we see the Dean just disappointed and say, all right, let's go. And then drops it. And it's so bizarre because the motivation behind why he was pissed in the first place and brought guards and doesn't say anything to people that he cares deeply about that we've seen him literally ignore the rules for on several occasions doesn't make sense. And then he drops it for no reason. And I love it. I don't know why. It's so loose, but I love it. These 2 episodes both have something far more loose
He doesn't drop it for no reason. Doesn't Annie like fucking tackle one of the guards?
Yeah, well, yeah, but like I don't know why he was
there in the first
place.
Why,
yeah, why he was there in the first place. Yeah. And I don't know
so
why.
So the episode could have a resolution.
Oh, I mean, right, some sort of resolution. That's really what it is. And then
I mean, that's it. I'm sorry. It's one of those times where it's like, all right, we got to wrap up the episode, so
do something. And it's goofy, and I love it. It's so stupid, but it's also like if you saw Annie do that, you know, if you really cared about taking it down, you would just come back later after the dance.
Totally.
And do it or something. It's just a really bizarre loose moment, kind of like the entire Chang plot line in the next episode. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Or this episode.
Yeah, they're
like
both.
This is so the bear down from midterm. Look,
no, but
okay.
that's
you
still
can't just
with,
repeat
like, the
it.
community
You need
rules
to
that we've been
explain
following
yourself. Okay, fly on the wall is a phrase, but if I were to say fly on a wall for midterms, you might wonder what I mean.
I love that we have more Duncan now. I love his style of comedy. I love his delivery. John Oliver is a fucking mastermind.
Treasure.
Birthday stuff.
Wait, okay, here are my questions because this episode has sufficiently gaslit me. One, is bear down actually an expression?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did not know that, so I didn't realize that it was just like a misused. For some reason, it's
actually not even misused. Like bear down for midterms is an idea. It makes sense. Like if you were to bear down on
hard
something, it's to focus down on it. So bearing down for midterms means like getting to your books, like bearing down, like gritting down, getting to it. So it makes sense.
I got that, but to me, it just like it didn't. I was like, this doesn't sound like a real expression. And then they're like, that doesn't make any sense. But apparently, it does kind of make sense.
Weird plotline. Weird B story.
Fat dog. Is that an expression
that's
that
nothing.
People use? Okay,
that's not
because when they do the dance. They do the dance thing.
It's a brand new dance based on an old phrase. It's not made up, and it will amaze.
It's certainly not made up. It's not made up.
This is so reminiscent. This is something that Dan Harmon thinks is funny. These like made up dances with moves because he does it again on Rick and Morty once.
A couple times. At least he doesn't get swifty, but also there's the one
Rick dance.
There's that party episode with like what is it? Aberdolf Linkler,
Gearhead, the Glip Glops.
Yeah, all of that, and like he's snorting those crystals or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, no, he loves the like everybody doing a unison dance with ridiculous
moves and someone narrating them.
There, but I guess it's like a later development in Harmon's sense of humor. Oh, it's so bizarre.
It's so weird when you find those weird pockets of things he thinks is funny, like Eric Clapton's "It's in the Way That You Use It," which he uses as a punchline on this show and Rick and Morty. It's just like one of those weird things he focuses in on.
My favorite one is he's got a line that he finds really funny, and it's when in like an action kind of sequence, or you know, where someone is there and you didn't expect you son of a bitch. And he does it in the first paintball, and he does it for an entire episode of Rick and Morty. It's literally an entire episode based around having as many people say you son of a bitch, and it's so good. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking bug nuts. But you know, I like any avenue where like some weird creator can just put their weird fucking like what the idiosyncrasies out into the world. I think it's beautiful. But this plotline is fucking bizarre. It barely ends. It's so strange.
It's a bear party. Wow, too soon. Oh my god.
So funny.
That's where I got the idea. I was surprised. I don't remember this episode like fondly when I'm like thinking of episodes of Community. I was surprised how much this one made me laugh.
I remember this one, but I forget that I remember this one.
Surprised.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many, and I didn't write them down because I'm a fool, but like there's so many that like Annie and Hickey have with these back and forths with these celebrity cameos of like just these bizarre like interplay. It feels like a fucking 40s comedy. It feels like
It's so
earlier today when I
good.
was watching like Sullivan's Travels, and it's just about like fucking wordplay.
It also really kind of it does that thing that we love about Community, or at least that I love about Community, where
Don't speak for me.
you don't dare speak for me. Where they manage to embrace this kind of these moments that are like actually like really profound or like emotionally like relatable. And when it gets to the point where Hickey is basically saying like, I figured you would get tired of the machine and it would spit you back out, but and then basically points out that she is willing to give control over the boards to someone that would make it so that they were basically useless just to have it.
Yeah.
Is like that's a really strong, theme. I don't even know if to call it a theme. It's a really strong idea to be playing with. The idea of at what point are you no longer actually doing what's best? Why are you
compromised the ideal so much through the process of like getting it? It's something that
why are you even doing it?
Right. This episode wisely like points to itself and says we're doing an episode about bureaucratic red tape, which is something that you see. Anyone in fucking like government or business will like tell you these things. Is that like by the time the thing gets out, by the time that like everyone whose hands need to be shaken are shaken. How good is this thing anymore? Like, how much is it even
they
worth
also,
fucking putting out?
In my opinion, do a really good job of picking the right character to do this with. Right?
Oh, Hickey and Annie
Hickey
are
and
such
Annie's
a good fucking
perfect. Because
so
we
good.
already know Annie to be the character that tries really hard to change people. And now we
Annie
get
will
to
go
see
for the
Annie being the
win, no
character
matter what
trying
it takes.
really hard, exactly, to do... It's doing whatever to get what she wants.
Yeah. She loves to change people, places, and things.
And things, yeah.
And Hickey does not have faith in anybody anymore.
Exactly. He's
They
been so
foil
browbeaten
each other
by
so
life.
effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I think
really
he even had faith in Annie for a minute. And then this episode's just her systematically disassembling that.
He
Oh
thought
my God,
that she would be some
says,
sort of like Leslie Knope altruist, and she just ends up like disappointing him.
Yeah, when he takes that moment to basically say like, I honestly thought better of you. That's kind of powerful. That's like an emotional moment.
It's fucking
painful.
painful.
It hurts. And it's
Like that
it's that thing that we love about this show is that they can pull off that kind of like oof kind of moment, where you're watching something, you're enjoying it, and there's lessons and laughs and great writing and banter, and it's quippy and it's fast, but it's not saying nothing, it's saying something, and then it hits you with something that makes you go, ow.
Right in the gut.
Yeah. Is there a sequel
People
to this,
whose
or is it just a
bad
game?
bands need bad bass players. The C plot is the Game of Thrones thing. And Abed having another sudden burst of compatibility with a woman we'll never see again.
I love
this is
that
one of my
moment, but I also love that we get back to Bree.
There's Bree. There she was running
Also,
an illegal
Britta is
coke
an
check.
absolute fucking sociopath. This whole episode.
She's a monster.
Yeah, that's a
in this one.
crazy.
She's a monster. This
After
whole
she spent
episode.
What is
all
going on
last
with her? Why
episode,
is she doing that?
after she spent all last episode like trying to forge a bond between Troy and Abed and like get them to honestly address their pain, she spends this episode torturing Abed.
Yeah, why? Why?
It's so fucking cruel.
It's
really
no, and
cruel.
that's literally he's like, why are you doing this? He said, why? He's
I really liked her.
The end when he calls her out.
mean.
Yeah, the end when he calls her out. He's like, I'm actually heartbroken. Like I really thought that was something, and she's like, oh no. It's like, yeah, asshole. This is the worst thing you could do.
Yeah. Okay. So to my mind, this is the last sudden burst of compatibility with a woman we'll never see again. So now it's time. Let's pick our faves. So there's this. There's the we're ranking Abed's ladies. So there's this. There's the Secret Service woman. I'm going to count his whole pregnancy storyline and giving birth in the background of an episode.
But that's not his love.
That's not a romance, though.
That's not a romance.
But
that's someone else's
he
romance
had a
that he helped.
romance. He had one. I know people have pointed at implications that he is the father. Somebody has a case for that.
The other guy
I
is
can't.
the father, and so.
Well, there's a moment when he is trying to help, and the dude is trying to like punch him out, as if like you did.
Because
this.
okay, so in the let's do this. In the episode where they talk about where they do the STD fair, right? And then there's the announcement that says, "Don't use the condoms." That couple is in the background, and the guy takes the condom in his hand and throws it away. So it's implied that was where that started, which is a very minor detail. Then we get to the episode where this happens, right? And we see he is talking to this girl, right? And she's like, hey, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, we see the boyfriend come in trying to punch him out. Presumably because there's a misunderstanding. His girlfriend was talking to Abed for whatever reason. Just Abed has his own side adventures. Boyfriend thinks, you're talking to my girlfriend. What's going on? Why are you trying to do this? She presumably can't speak to her boyfriend right away because she's pregnant and things are complicated. And then later on, he helps them give birth, and the two of them are holding the baby. So he's very clearly not the one that is part of the relationship in that circumstance, in my opinion.
Okay,
that's just like your opinion, dude.
Man. Is there any others? I feel like they've named it as a trope. I mean, there's kind of like instances where it kind of happens with like Han Solo and Annie.
No, there's the chick after billiards after the pool episode.
Yeah, I was
and
thinking about her.
Herself to him.
I wish I was Brown Joey.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this one might be my favorite. But it's close with Secret Service.
We've got FBI. We've got Brie Larson the first time, and we've got I can't remember her name.
The first time.
And Brie, that's the thing is that's why it's funny that that's brought up because Brie Larson then returns, and for the first time we see Abed having a relationship with another person more than once.
Ongoing,
that's what makes that such an effective moment right there, you know?
Yes. Yeah, this is, and we won't see her again for another few episodes, and then after that episode, we'll never see her again. Because she's like...
What was her big breakout?
She did 12.
She did Short Term 12 before this, which was not like a huge financial success, but was a big, like, this is a serious actor, this is a serious, like, director, this is a great performance, you know? And then she doesn't hit anything big, and then it's Room in 2015, for which she wins the Oscar, sweet Oscar. And then, you know, she's off to the Captain Marvel races at that point.
Whoa, I haven't seen Room.
Me neither, actually.
None of us have.
Here it's good. I'll get around
I've heard it's good. I've also heard it's like really difficult to watch.
That's what I've heard.
Or is that The Room?
They could be both. They're difficult to watch for different reasons.
Yeah.
They're difficult to watch because one is about like psychological trauma and the other is a very bad film. You know.
Oh no, you're right. It is Room. The Room is
yes. Room is the good one. Yeah. The Room is although I quite like that movie as well.
It's one of those things where like I actually couldn't even hate watch it. I literally like could not keep my focus. I was like, you know what? I quote this movie enough because it's so much fun to quote. I was like, I should probably like watch the whole thing through just so it can be like efficient. No, I couldn't. I got distracted so easily. I was so fucking bored.
I understand. I get it. I watched it with friends and it was a very enjoyable.
See, that makes more sense. I think I forget if I watched it with friends or not, but yeah,
with friends or an audience, I think that's the only way you can do it. I don't think
some rules.
You know. Game. I didn't have that. I just it depends on how funny your friends are. If your friends aren't that funny, yeah, you need drinks. If your friends are funny, you don't need drinks. You know what I mean?
I remember watching The Hangover by myself and thinking it was boring, and then watching it with a room full of my friends, and that movie was suddenly fucking hilarious. So
there you go. That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. That happens with. That's how I felt. It's interesting. I don't know what it was. That's how I felt about. Similarly with like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. First time I watched it, I went, this is not funny. And then later on, whether it was because I was more familiar with the material or I was watching it with other people that I like actually related to with it, it was hysterical.
Yep.
I do think that is a movie
Saddles
that
is the
gets...
same for me. I watched that movie and was like, meh. And then talking about it later, I was like, wait, this movie might be the funniest thing.
Actually,
that was my
hold
reaction
on.
when I first watched Rick and Morty. I first watched it, I didn't laugh at all. But then I was talking about it to someone afterward, and I was cackling. And I was like, wait, what?
You have to be in the right mindset for Rick and Morty to hit you in a good place.
That's true.
You have to be ready and like understand what you're getting into. And I imagine a lot of people's first attempt was like, I'm actually gonna eat a peanut butter sandwich and go to bed.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. The grandpa's gonna put the seeds up his butt. Okay.
And he's just gonna let him struggle in pain.
There's definitely a type of comedy that does not hit you, and then suddenly once you're familiar with it and once you talk about it, it's like, oh, this is actually very funny. What happened here? It's all about that frame of mind.
Not the case with Community. Community is one of those things that like hits immediately. It is.
Yeah, Community hit me from jump.
It's one
largely
of those few
because
shows that even if I'm sitting by myself, dead ass, like not having a good day, I'll watch it and then I will cackle. I will laugh out loud. Few shows make me do that in the same way. I mean, even with, let's see, and more consistently than the other ones that do too. Like, 30 Rock never really made me laugh out loud that much, but I was entertained, although I don't know how I feel about it now. The Office, I couldn't stop watching when I finally watched it, but it didn't make me laugh out loud super often. Parks and Rec had a few moments. It was honestly mostly just Chris Pratt and Aubrey Plaza.
Very good.
Which,
very good.
Very good at what they do. But Community, it's just like, wow. Like, literally, I forget. There were so many. I couldn't think of a quote to pick today because literally so many times I was just laughing hysterically.
Yeah, the only other shows that make me laugh like Community are, I mean, The Office is like a comfort food. I'll laugh all the way through an episode, just not like uncontrollably. It's all very like the entire time, just little chuckles.
Yeah.
But I'm watching, Always Sunny. Fucking that show gets my goat for some reason. I love that show. And then the other one that Charlie Day and McElhenney are doing, which is Mythic Quest, which is on Apple TV, which is actually fucking incredible. I remember hearing that Ubisoft was producing a show with Rob McElhenney and Charlie Day and Megan Gaines.
From the show.
I was like, oh yeah, I'll check that out. And fucking Danny Pudi's in it, which is also a thing I will talk about when we get to season 6, because Abed says he's leaving to be on a show about a game studio, and then he's in Mythic Quest, which is a show about a game studio.
Oh, John DiMaggio?
Yeah, he's in like 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But it's very good. Charlotte Nickdow is incredible. Anyway, that shows...
Murray Abraham.
But yeah, Mythic Quest is great. But yeah, there's not many shows that make me constantly laugh. Community's at the top of that fucking list.
It's Absolutely. Crazy.
And a lot of that, for me, at least initially, was the Duncan factor, which excellently factors into these 2 episodes, and especially the one we're about to talk about.
I'm so great. Back.
Season 5, Episode 7, Bondage and Beta Male Sexuality, directed by Tristram Shapiro, written by Dan Guterman. There was actually like a month break between these 2 episodes. So they were, community fans were left to think about that weird episode with a corkboard for a long time. In this episode, Duncan once again tries to get with Britta, and he and Jeff sort of get into a very tepid contest as to who will be able to court her this evening. Also, Hickey and Abed fall afoul of each other when Abed ruins some of Hickey's drawings on the way to a Kick Puncha premiere. And then also Chang has a weird thing with ghosts and play. That's all that would be said on the subject. So strange.
So fucking weird. I remember thinking that the Hickey and Abed storyline was really awkward and uncomfortable, and that was why I didn't like it. And then, I don't know, over time, it became the reason why I do like it.
That's
like,
exactly.
Yeah. At first, I was like, I hate this. And then later, I was like, oh, this rocks.
This is some of the best material either of these characters will get in these back 2 seasons. You know,
yeah.
this conflict here revolving around Jim the Duck, and like the issues that these 2 men would have with each other. They're like, Abed is frustrated that Hickey, who possesses a full spectrum of emotionality and emotional intelligence and empathy, would choose to create just the world's most nothing comic strip, Jim the Duck, about experiences that are not from his life or anyone's life, and that Abed's like his sense of whimsy and the whimsy he puts onto other people would rub Hickey, a grizzled war veteran,
miser,
an ex-cop, that would, like, of course not be into like the whimsy. Oh, everyone hide your hamburgers. If Abed sees a hamburger, we all travel through time. Fucking beautiful set of performances from these actors.
Yeah, it's very good.
I find this plotline like really compelling. That shot of Abed in his kick puncher gear walking alone down the hallway, like no longer having Troy to play alongside him, is so upsetting to me.
It's so heartbreaking, dude. It's so upsetting to me. And the hallway's like darkened because it's evening, right? And like everyone remembers what it was like to walk through your school halls at night because half the lights are off, and like
bizarre it was.
Like half the lights are off, half the people are there. It's And then you also see Abed get more spiteful than I think we've seen Abed be. Like, he's gotten angry, but he gets legitimately mad and vocalizes it at Hickey, and that's something that we've never really seen him do. Like, he's been upset before, but most of his mad's been, like you said, kind of along the lines of like a whimsical upset. And this is like a very much like Abed changes for a couple moments.
And he becomes like vengeful and petty in a way that we don't normally see him. It's a very like no one comes out of this smelling like roses.
Smelling like roses, you know? No, yeah.
It's down and dirty and it's strange, and like the moment where Abed sprays his foam all over the desk, like the only read you can have of that it's not some sitcom bullshit is that he's almost like acting out to like get attention now that Troy is gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe you read it as like, well, his best friend left and then his other friend paid a woman to spoil a TV show for him. So like that's kind of a series of losses right in a row.
Yeah, he's in a place right now.
He's in a place, so like, and he comes across Hickey and he's like going to go see a remake of his favorite movie that probably won't be very good. This is around the same time they remade RoboCop in a movie that no one remembers. Might as well not exist. So
Joel Kinnaman was in it. I know that. That's it. That's literally all I know about that movie.
I think Michael Keaton is in it. Anyway,
maybe.
RoboCop.
Who knows? Who knows, Kev?
Don't check it out. Nobody knows who's in that movie. Don't look it up. You can't find it. If you look it up, your computer shuts good, down.
And those people are far outnumbered by
people Sam that Jack is in it. But Sam Jack is in all films. Sam Jack is in every movie.
Yeah, and his involvement in a film is not a sign of it being good.
No, he'll be in anything. He's good. But will the movie be good is sort of a completely different question.
It's a coin toss on a completely different plane. Different.
Have you seen any movie? He's the black guy. It's it's fucking. There's a great.
I mean, I feel like with Sam Jack, it really just comes down to like how much are they offering to pay him, and if he's like, yeah, that's enough money. Or if it's I
feel like even I think with his when career he's in at this shit, point, he's always good. I'm never
he's
bored
always
by
good, and also I think he's got this kind of career that like no matter what happens, it's not in jeopardy. You know, it's not like like when he's at a. You know how some people, like, if you make a bad move, you're like, fuck, they're not going to be in movies for a few years now? Samuel L. Jackson can do whatever he wants, and he will always be in demand, because he's Samuel fucking Jackson.
Immortalized. There are several directors that hire him for everything. He's 75 years old. honestly, the only times I've
I
ever
don't
seen him
believe
be...
that. He's Steven Spielberg's age?
He's like Steven Spielberg old. Like, when he breaks in Pulp Fiction in 94, he's like in his 40s. He's not a young man. And honestly, the only times I've ever seen him like not be good is in a couple of Star Wars and a couple of Marvels where I'm like, I'm not sure they told him he was in a movie. I'm not sure he was aware a camera was rolling. I'm not sure
really
he knows he's in Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't know if he knows. But anyway.
Samuel L. Jackson is 73. Born in
So I was
1948. Sorry, he turned
close.
73 in December.
Insane.
Yeah, he's in his set. Looks fucking great. I know that every actor gets like airbrushed in post now. Looks great for a 75-year-old man.
Yeah.
You know,
He's aging like wine.
Aging like fucking wine. And yeah, anyway, Sam Jack is great. He's not in this episode of Community. Unfortunately. God, could you imagine? They couldn't afford him. Sam Jack doesn't do TV. When have you ever seen him on a show?
I have no idea. Has he ever been on a show?
I don't think so. Maybe he was like before like Goodfellas, but like he's not been on a show since then that I can possibly think of.
Oh, well, he's going to be in a show for Marvel, which doesn't count.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did a cameo on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pretty early on.
Oh, okay, so Marvel stuff. He's on shows where he
Boondocks?
plays Nick Fury. He's on show. He did like Black Samurai.
Boondocks, Proud Family, Law and Order.
He's done a little
Black
voiceover.
Dynamite.
Black Dynamite, yeah.
Okay. But never he does not appear in his face unless he is playing Nick Fury. Apparently.
Right.
Is what we're finding out.
Well, except for Law and Order.
Yeah. What was that? What did he do?
Let me see.
Who he play? Sam Jack? Did he cameo as himself? Is it like that time they got Chevy Chase to play Mel Gibson?
Oh my god, he's so young in this. What? No.
Okay, so it's like an old Law and Order.
He's probably just got like a small.
Yeah, probably just like a walk-on in the early 90s, maybe. I don't remember when Law and Order started. Long time ago.
Long ass time ago.
Long ass time ago.
The episode he was in 1991.
Okay, so just after Goodfellas, but pre-Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can see full episode cast. Come on, IMDb, help me out. He played defense attorney Lewis Taggart. He was a defense attorney on Law and Order.
I would kill to randomly stumble across that episode of Law and Order on cable. I would love. I would love to accidentally watch that sometime. Is that Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh my god!
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm trying to progress because it's late.
It's literally, it's my reaction every time. Not every time, but I'm reminded every time I watch Jurassic Park. The first few times I watched Jurassic Park, I was like, "Oh yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's in this." It's a great line. Hold on to your butts.
His performance is disarming.
It's just Oh, I get it now. Oh,
he's a dinosaur.
Way too long.
Hey, what y'all don't understand is that my purpose, comedically, from now on, is to make people disappointed. And both of y'all going, Caleb, that I win.
That's it.
I just won.
You've done it. You've won. Just like Duncan technically wins this challenge. To ask out Brenna within 1 hour, which it's a good piece of work. I am of two minds about this because Duncan comes off as a real fucking creep, just a real fucking creep. He does pull out at the end.
It's not a break from.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's not new. In season 1, he was like trying to fucking get with his patient. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not new that he's a creep. He's still fucking creep.
Doesn't make it better.
Doesn't make it better that he hasn't learned anything. But he's funny in this fucking episode. I cannot deny it. My quote is from that quote I did at the beginning of the episode. Is 4 great jokes right in a row, and he kills the delivery on all of them. It's unbelievable. That fucking run. And he has a lot of. Have you met the women that do like me, Jeff? Neither have I. But let me tell you, they're bad people. And it's just fucking an incredible set of Duncan. I actually really like this Britta plotline as well, that like she is having this like crisis in relation to her more successful friends, and in the car ride home she talks about, it's one of my central theses on the character, that she talks about like, well, she's only as much as she expects the people around her to expect her to be, and like how much she plays into what everyone else's idea of Britta is more than she ever plays into her own idea of who she is. And that car ride home with the two of them, where they listen to Rimples and Splicket or whatever, is you do need to know that the Prime Minister went to Oxford and not Cambridge, as the sketch implies. It's I think it's a very sweet conversation.
After he describes the sketch as timeless. Oh, it's so good.
It's beautiful. That's what most British comedy sounds like to me. is exactly what's happening in that car. But it's a good moment, and I like that like we're getting Jeff and Duncan plot lines, because they are supposed to be like these old friends, even though, you know, John Oliver's schedule did not always allow them to play as such. And it's sweet. I think this is a good character episode. Like after all that hullabaloo at the beginning of the season, like slowing down a little bit and just having good little character-centric storylines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice like return to home for this show, you know? I mean, it's like I think it makes sense that they're leaning into it too, because at this point what effectively their main goal in my eyes is reestablish that this show is still the same show. It's just got a slightly different character set now. And they're kind of reintroducing the audience to the fact that the show is still exactly what you love about this show. And yes, we lost, you know, one character that y'all love and one character that y'all feel strange about, but you have gained multiple characters that are amazing.
We're kind of at the point where for the rest of this show, it's going to constantly be proving to you or trying to prove to you that it can still work. And like, I don't mean that negatively. Like for a lot of shows, that is absolutely a thing that when it happens is like, oh no. But for Community, for some reason, like Community being like, we're fine, we'll prove it, really works for them.
No, I get that.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Like it just feels like for the next how many episodes do we have total? Like 18 episodes,
something like that.
They all feel like they're like, dude, look, we're fine.
We got it. It's okay.
And
like the vibe is gonna change, you know. Like we're not gonna do so many genre episodes anymore, and that's okay. It's all right that we're not gonna do that many.
Right, and it's maybe something that can only be afforded by a show that's as self-aware as this show has been. Other shows can't do this because they're not as self-referential. But for whatever reason, like I said, I think it works for the show really well.
It's just like, you know, they're just constantly pushing themselves, and it's working.
Right.
Good for them. I'm proud of them.
Good for them.
Through all that adversity and such.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do some rankings, shall we? As we get here. Okay. All right. So the first end tag. This is where Duncan takes over the end tags for a little while. Duncan activates the Marigold Protocol.
This shit is so funny.
This is so weird. It's so strange.
They were right here the whole time.
Oh.
It's so funny.
This is funny.
So weird.
Where are we looking here? Koppelgangers? Another just like, this is a weird one, huh?
Yeah, I would put it around there. That doesn't seem out of pocket.
Number 60?
What's around Koppelgangers?
This feels similar to Why Did He Call Me? Kelvin and the Zeros. Is that the band?
Band practice. That's when John Goodman blows a little trumpet.
I would put this below Why Did He Call Me? Oh, God. I don't know. It's either 61 or 62 for me. I can't decide.
Okay. I would maybe put it under Dean Pelton raving. That one is just very cute and funny to me. I don't know why. So that'd be like new 64 for me. I think it's a weird one.
Caleb,
that works. The Dean Pelton rave area.
Yeah,
works.
All right. Yeah, I'll explore Dean Pelton's rave area.
Yeah. I knew as soon as I fucking...
Kevin.
I knew as soon as I fucking
It's a
said
family show.
Kevin.
Duncan activates Marigold. All right, and then the next one is the Dean and Duncan just making sounds at each other.
This is such an exceptional performance from both of them.
What was this one?
Where he comes and he's like, "What was that? What was that Tex-Mex
What was the name of that Tex-Mex
place?"
place?
Oh,
Salsa Bon Tacos. Don't mind if I do. And he's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Oh, oh."
They don't say anything.
No.
But it's so good. This one's up there.
And then they
for
have
me.
like an emotional breakdown.
Yeah,
it's funny. I think this one's funny. All right, slut barometer.
Slut barometer.
Oh, above.
I think we need that on a T-shirt.
The
slut barometer.
Where's it rank
fucking
on the slut barometer?
Federal booty inspector shirt. We're like bringing.
So all right, so for those of you listening now, our merch
be.
consists of ants saying "No one fucked like Gaston," and where does it fall on the slut barometer?
Yeah, we're courting a particular market. No one fucks like Gaston. I think it would be very funny to wear a shirt to Disneyland announcing you're going to fuck one of the characters. But I would also think it's important to note that no one fucks like Gaston. I just think it's, if you say like, I'm gonna fuck Chip and Dale, I think that's funny. I'm going to do it.
Kevin, where did that come from?
I don't know. That was part of that discussion. That was my original shirt pitch. Was like announcing like I'm gonna fuck
I forgot
Goofy.
about that.
I'm gonna. Yes.
Okay. How do we feel?
Goofy's back out.
Number 30, Shots with Mr. Stone. I like that one. This is the
That's
zone.
after the
polygraphy test.
Yeah.
I think this one is higher than that.
Higher than that? Wow.
I would put this one around below horse spot. Maybe around fake outtakes.
Okay.
I feel like it fits for me. I could go above fake outtakes or below it. It's either 27 or 28 for me.
I could do the new number 28, below fake outtakes, above In the Morning with Rich.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Papa?
That works. That works. I have no
Dean
complaints.
and Duncan don't get Mexican food. They don't get Tex-Mex, I'm sorry. It's a fusion.
Don't get Tex-Mex.
Don't get Tex-Mex. Except that sounds delicious. All right, episode rankings. The Cork-Based networking, I like. There's a lot of stuff I like. This one's not going to be particularly high for me. For me, we're looking at around like 64, the STD fare. Probably, like, if you're asking, like, would I put this above the episode where they do celebrity impressions? No, I wouldn't. Which is 67.
I do really like this episode, but I understand what you're saying.
Like, it's good. Like, don't get me wrong. It is good. But, like, do I like it more than Advanced Criminal Law where they have the trial at the swimming pool? No. Do I, like... We're, I think, the right zone where I'm like, oh, this is good, not great. Like, oh, Intro to Knots, where the Christmas party where they kidnap Malcolm McDowell. You know, like, we're in the zone of, like...
I could put it above Intro to Knots. I could put it... No, I couldn't. I'll put it below Intro to Knots.
If it's below, which is what I was going to say, if it's above Intro, it's one above Intro.
That's what I was going to
I
say. It's either going to be one above Intro to Knots or... Which one's Economics of Marine Biology?
That is where they are courting the whale, but that is also the one where they take physical education.
Courting the whale?
Great. The rich kid.
Yeah.
The rich they want to go to Greendale.
I would put this one. I think there's a couple good bits in this. I would put this one above that. I would put this as the new 69.
Yeah, Yeah, that's also the one where they go to the barbershop with Pierce. Like, I maybe like the physical education plotline more than anything in this episode.
Yeah,
but I like this episode as a whole.
I think this one's a more effective story,
exactly.
and it hits me in the way that makes me go, Community, you know.
New number 69.
Things that make you go, Community.
Of Cork-Based
Nice.
networking. Wunderbar. And now, the next episode, which I like quite a bit. Bondage and beta male sexuality.
I just do.
There
you go.
How
Sorry,
do we... That's okay.
It scared me. Sorry,
I love the reference to The Shining at the end. I think it's so stupid.
That's so stupid. Old-timey photo
pan
club.
down and it says Old Timey Photo Club 2014.
What, are you gonna believe a bunch of ghosts? We didn't talk about it, but Chang coming out, that his entrance is, I feel like I've seen that theater performance 40,000 times. Like, the angry phone call and was like, my mother used to tell a story about killing a chicken. Hong Kong. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, it's also, this is before we get to Chang as an actor stuff, right?
Yeah.
This is a great starting point for that. Plot
Karate Kid, the play.
I enjoy it. I mean, also the thing is, he comes out and then I don't know. These few episodes also, like, we're starting to see some really great performances from him, and it's really exciting. This is a good episode. How
do we feel against Repilot, the season premiere?
I actually need to rewatch it. I haven't.
Yeah, I would slight edge to this one over Repilot.
I think I would go over Paranormal Parentage.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
This is the right zone. I feel it right here, though. This is gonna really affect the season ranking.
Well, it's not funnier than Custody Law.
Intro to Finality.
Intro to Finality is the season 3 finale.
It's not over Custody Law and Eastern European Diplomacy for me.
Not your precious Luca.
This one tells us that our friend likes nipple play or our friend makes hats out of babies.
Yeah.
Which one's Intro to Political Science?
That's the election episode. I think this one would be new number 60 for me, because I'll give slight edge to Scooby-Doo episode over this one.
Okay. Yeah. Dang, it feels bad looking at how low this is ranking, but because these are such good episodes, but it really comes down to the fact that there's just so many good episodes of this show.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When you're good, it's unfortunate that you go too long, because when rankings come around, it just ends up making things look worse than they actually are.
That's exactly right. This show's batting average is so ridiculously fucking high that, like, actually being the 60th best episode of Community is not that bad.
It's still good. We should I don't know if there is a marker for it, but I feel like we should at one point figure out where the line is, where they go from being, like, good episodes that just, like, there just happens to be so many good episodes that they just happen to be in the 60s, and, like, maybe not the best episodes, you know, where they're like, we hit or miss one. Where is the line where it officially becomes a bit of a miss, right? Where's the foul line? Look at me, I made a sports metaphor.
Sports.
What sport is it from?
Baseball, right?
Hey.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it is. I was thinking of basketball.
Were you about to laugh at me for being right?
There's foul lines in both sports.
Yeah, I think foul lines count. It's
both? In the two sports that exist, there are foul lines.
No. I said basketball.
Oh, I didn't hear basketball. All I heard was, no, there's foul lines in both sports. And I went, both?
Two sports that exist. You're wildin'. Y'all outside your mind. I swam to John. Anyway, no new plugs for me this year.
I swam to John?
Yeah, I swam to John. I also said no new plugs for me this year. I'm trying a new sativa today with mixed results. With mixed results of how well that's gonna go.
Yeah.
let's see.
Can I do a reverse plug?
Which would be
a poke?
What does that mean? Explain yourself.
I want to know what. I mean, I know, Kevin, you do Twitter. You do Twitter polls all the time, but I want to know like what the people that listen to this. I want to know what they're like, what movies they're enjoying or they're like looking forward to. We've talked a lot about the movies that are coming out next year. I want to know what the listeners are excited for, and also what are some of their favorite movies in the past, because I am just getting into a routine of like trying to watch at least like a movie a day now if I can.
Wow, good job.
And so like I want to know, like, there's people that listen to us speak, which is fucking absurd. I want to know what they enjoy, because if they enjoy us,
then they must have terrible taste. Hold on. No, I don't want to know what movies they're watching because they listen to us. We can't be that good.
Yeah, if we find out they're just like diehards of the Michael Bay Transformers franchise, like all 5, it's like,
yeah, the first one's good, but have you seen the 4th?
Shit.
Dude.
Fuck. Damn, we courted some real fucking dinks. We courted some absolute fucking doinkers.
Dink feels so offensive.
I don't know. It's but it do. No, you're absolutely right.
If someone called me a dink to my face, it'd be on sight. I'd throw my elbow.
It's on site. If you call me a dink, Mark Wahlberg, it's on site. Okay, if you call me a dink,
oh
like,
my
it's
god,
game over.
I was hoping nobody brought up Mark Wahlberg Transformers and that shit. It's the worst.
Hey
guys, I don't think it's a semi truck. I think it's a Transformer. He's in 2.
He's a Transformer.
He's in 2 Transformers.
Absolutely right.
I'm only thinking of, I recently was reminded that SNL did a bit where they just ripped on like Dunkin' Donuts commercials, and they'd be like, "Hi, I'm a real Dunkin' Donuts employee," and then they would have like one of the Wahlbergs or 2 of the Wahlbergs come in and be like real customers at Dunkin'. And having gone to school in Massachusetts for 4 years, let me tell you, that bit hits so hard because it's so fucking funny and so real.
Yeah, sure.
It's so good. It's so good. Wow.
Amazing.
What a wow. Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
I don't really have any plugs either. I mean, you know, I don't have any plugs. I can't. Just if you're not, I don't know. I want to know what y'all like to watch because I'm trying to learn more things about movies, you know? So yeah. I don't know. Kevin, what was that?
What was that Bill Cosby you just did?
Yeah, where did Bill Cosby fucking come from?
That was worse than my Brie Larson. Like that was
I wasn't trying to do Cosby. I don't.
Podcast is canceled. Caleb is canceled individually, and specifically, and with prejudice. Anyway, yeah, I guess we'll be back next week. Nobody has
how bad that joke was going to be if I finished it.
Do you have any plugs to save yourself?
No, I just want an actual fucking. I just want to actually plug my mouth. Just not.
Nice,
nope.
Nice.
Stick a cork in me.
Wordplay.
Love to see it. Love to see some fucking wordplay. Well then, God, we've fallen apart. This is it.
Always.
This is the last straw. Anyway, join us next week where we're talking about one of the all-time bangers, app development, and condiments. It's Meow Meow Beans time.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do my homework this weekend. I'm going to watch Logan's Run, one of the movies that this episode references very heavily.
Ooh, what is it? What is it streaming on?
HBO.
Logan's Run. I'm writing it down so I can also watch it.
HBO, one of the last sci-fi pre-Star Wars sci-fi movies. It's one of the last ones to not have like that influence on top of it.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a very different kind of movie. But anyway, we'll be back for that. I want to go to bed. But until next week, pop.
Pop. Doo-ba-doo-boo. Doo-ba-doo-boo. It's getting late.
No. It's getting late. Over.
I appreciated that speed run of the theme
Yeah,
song.
I'm feeling it too.
No clip.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show. Very entertaining.
Please tell your friends about this show.
Boopy doopy doop boop sex.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.